Hey, it's Brendan Payne, the Century 21 again, and wanted to do this quick video to let you know the adjustments that I'm making right now in my business as we kind of work through all of the challenges that we've got going on in the country right now and in the world for that matter. Everybody's right now having to adjust their activities, their work, their schedules, and things like that. So I wanted to just make you aware of the adjustments that I'm making because you've allowed me to continue to be a resource for you over the years. And so I wanted to make sure that I shared those with you. And the first one is the market monitoring that I'm doing. Now, if you have been getting information from me for a while, then you know that I'm always kind of watching the market. I'm always looking at stuff that I can measure because I know that the trends come out of small movements in the beginning. So you get small movements and they kind of add up and they happen over a few weeks' time or a few months' time, and then they end up making a trend. The difference is I used to measure a lot of things on a weekly and monthly basis, and now I've compressed it to a daily review because I know the overall scale of what's happening right now is compressed. So I'm looking at a lot of metrics that affect values, that affect showings, that affect demand, that affect supply. All those things I'm looking at a daily basis because I know it's going to be a smaller snapshot that's going to help us identify the trends going forward. And I know one thing's for certain. At some point, there will be a shift back. There's going to be a demand shift. What I'm terming a demand shift is going to happen where right now, of course, there's some uncertainty. And so demand has dropped off a little bit for properties, but that's going to change. And because we already have low inventory before we started all this, then I think there's an opportunity at some point in the future. So that's what I'm looking for. Number two is I've always given a lot of updates. I get calls every week, almost daily, from people who are, hey, can we get together for a cup of coffee? You can update me on what's going on in my neighborhood. Or can I set up a call and we can kind of just get an update on what's going on in my oceanfront building? And those are great, but people are busy now. They got a lot of stuff going on. They got a lot of distractions. And sometimes setting aside time for me to come out or meet when somebody's here isn't going to work. But they still want the information. So I'm setting up daily virtual market updates where I can get together with you on a video just like this, and I basically share my screen just as I would preparing for our in-person meeting or a conference call that I was going to do with you. I actually go through the process with you and look through everything that's going on in the neighborhood or everything that's going on in the oceanfront building that you own. And so you got a clear picture right now from your living room or from your home office or from your office at work on what's going on, so you can be informed and have a baseline of what is happening right now. So any changes that may impact you, you're aware of them beforehand. Number three is, now I've always done these, but it's becoming really, really important for a lot of different reasons. But I've always held virtual broker opens. And what that means is it was born out of the fact that I know that most agents that are showing properties they haven't been in that property before. They might not know the neighborhood. So I've always gone through and done a walkthrough of properties, and then I make sure to get that to the people that are showing the property so that they have some talking points about your property. So now you can imagine how much more important it's gotten, because somebody went out and wanted to look at 10 or 12 properties in the past. They might be like, I only want to look at 2 because the other 10 that I was kind of interested in, I'm not sure that I want to go and spend that much time walking around these properties. There's still a lot of concern. Where are you walking into, who's been there before, stuff like that. So the virtual broker open program that I've always done for my sellers is starting to pay off a lot. The fourth one is e-open houses. This is going to continue. And I honestly think that this may change long term because we're all about convenience. We're all about being able to use technology, and e-open houses are something that I know has been used before. We've done things like this, but now it's become that much more important because people may not be for a while willing to go back out and start getting in the game of driving around town on a Saturday afternoon and going into a bunch of properties that they don't know anything about. So we'll be continuing to hold e-open houses for our properties if the seller wants to do something like that, and it's a great way to get exposure and limit the amount of people that are coming in through the home. And whether or not that continues to be a trend that is effective, it surely is right now. And it's just one other thing that I know is going to create the exposure. So when we get to that point where we have that demand shift, then you as the consumer can be prepared for it and take advantage of it. And the last one is is I'm committed to increasing my consumer's IQ. That's exactly why I'm doing videos like this, is because I know the consumers in the market that use me as a resource, they are sharp, they're informed, but I'm committed to taking that level of real estate IQ to the next level because this is an opportunity. I see opportunity here for my sellers. I see opportunity for the buyers that we work with, and I'm committed to making sure that you know everything that I know from somebody who's been in this full time, selling for almost 14 years. I want to make sure that my real estate IQ gets transferred to you. So continue to watch these quick videos, and if you need anything specifically from me on your property or the market, don't hesitate to reach out. I really appreciate you allowing me to be your resource here. Thanks a lot.